We've got the MGs next, the Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Championship, their second race of the day. It's their final race of the weekend. They're not here tomorrow. They're replaced by the Kumho Tyres BMW Championship tomorrow. It was a bit of a controversial race early on. We haven't had any notification of any alterations to the result though, so Steve Darby is the winner, but this grid set by the second quickest time for each driver in the qualifying session this morning. So it's Fergus Campbell who goes up into pole position, car number 31, tangled with Will Sharp while fighting for the lead of race 1. Campbell continued, but Sharp spun out. Fergus Campbell starts alongside Jack Woodcock on the front row. Will Sharp and reigning champion Steve McDermott on row 2. The third row, Steve Darby, the winner of race 1, alongside Phil Walker, all of them in ZRs. The fourth row, we've got a pair of MGFs. Simon Kendrick won the class in race 1, and the reigning class champion, Mark Baker. Rounding out the top 10, Stuart Plotnick with his MGF and the ZR of Adrian Olsen. Then we've got Paul Wisby, MGF, Mark Grant in a ZR on row 6. Row 7, a pair of ZRs, Nick Golhar and Andy Heitman. Row 8, newcomer Paul Buzzing, great name that is, alongside the first of the Class B cars, the Maestro of Anthony Bates. Row 9, the first of the Class A cars, which is the MGBs. Surely they should be Class B. No, it's A for Abingdon, where they were built. Chris Millard starts alongside Steve Tyler, who is in Class B, but in a ZR, the less powerful ZR 160. Then we've got Keith Henley, number 20, ZR. Malcolm Hill, MGB. Lost the class win late on in first race. Ray Lovell is next alongside David Amplit, the Class A champion from last year. Then Mark Rehorski and Phil Dicker. James Pryor and Rob Fisher. James Malloy in his Maestro, and Will Tevitt in the Invitation Class MGB at the back of the field. A fair bit of bump and run in the first race, including that tangle at Paddock Hill Bend between Fergus Campbell and Will Sharp, with Sharp spinning into the gravel and bringing out the safety car. Fergus Campbell fought back up the order in that one, having dropped as low as around 7th place, I think it was. It was Steve Darby who won ahead of Steve McDermott, and Jack Woodcock, who did lead for a time. After making a poor start, he dropped back to about 5th from pole position, fought his way back to 3rd. Campbell was 4th, ahead of Phil Walker. Simon Kendrick in 6th won the MGFs. Class B was won by Anthony Bates in 14th overall, and Chris Millard in 18th won the Abingdon class for the MGBs. So hoping for a slightly less scrappy race, I have to say, in this one. We'll wait the cars to be let out onto the circuit. There's a bit of clearing up going on at the moment. One car being recovered there. That looks like Jake Swan's Ford Anglia. Yes, now I'm fairly sure he finished the previous race. He must have had a problem on the slowdown lap. We'll see him out for race 2 tomorrow in Father Kevin's Anglia. Paul Eaton being towed back to the paddock there as well. I think that car may have blown its engine, unfortunately, the Holden Commodore in the Classic Thunder race. We saw a cloud of smoke at Clearways. That's where the oil came from. I was hoping it was just steam from a bit of overheating, but it looks like engine failure, sadly. Not a huge amount of clearing up to do from for the volunteer marshals, the Orange family. Maybe just sweeping up of gravel, I think, after that previous race. So the safety car moves away. Out come the MGs. Fergus Campbell in that very bright red car in pole position. He raced in blue and day-glow yellow last season. Coming up after this, we've got the pre-83 and pre-93 touring cars. Then the British Truck Racing Championship for the second of 5 races for them this weekend. And we close out a little later on with the pre-03 touring cars along with the Jaguars. The last race of the day due off at around 5:40 p.m. We do it all again tomorrow. We kick off at 10:25 with the second Boston Thunder race of the weekend. That's tomorrow on Easter Sunday here at Brands Hatch. MGs head round for their green flag lap then. Get some heat into their tyres. Will Sharp hoping for better fortunes. This race classic MGs, was very quick in an MG midget in this series a few years ago. He's also appeared in a Porsche 924 in his career in a couple of series, the old Porsche Championships. Raced that along with his brother Henry. Through his business Wayside Adhesives, Will Sharp sponsoring the Driver of the Day Awards, among other things, for this series. Quite a few newcomers here today. Mark Rehorski is on his debut. Used to race a Porsche and a Radical sports car in Canada. James Malloy in the ex-Alan Forster MG Maestro in his first ever races today. Steve Tyler, an ex-Maestro racer too. Paul Buzzing got into this through his friendship with Jack Woodcock. Phil Dicker, the ex-Ford racer, ex-Hot Rod racer. Andy Heitman, his first season, car number 20, and also Keith Henley is a newcomer to the championships, done a few MG races elsewhere. As the cars pull into line, there is Paul Buzzing. Chris Millard up front of Class A. There is number 20, Andy Heitman. Keith Henley, I should say. Andy Heitman is in number 60, sorry. There's Andy Heitman, the green car. Last couple of cars into line at the back, James Malloy and Will Tebbett. It'll be a 20-minute race. Fergus Campbell on pole position, then Jack Woodcock hoping for a better start this time alongside him. Second race of the weekend for the Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Racing Championship. Away they go. Good start by Campbell this time. Decent start from the MGFs as well. Look at Mark Baker and Simon Kendrick coming up from towards the third, fourth row of the grids. 3 wide into the first corner. It's Steve McDermott who's going to come out with the lead round the outside. Fantastic start by the reigning champion. Side by side between Campbell and Woodcock for second place. Will Sharp in fourth. The MGFs couldn't quite find a way through there. It's Mark Baker next in the order, then Steve Darby, the race one winner in the blue ZR number 6. Looks like there's a bit of bodywork hanging off in there already. It's Steve McDermott who leads the way. Yes, somebody's lost a rear bumper, one of these ZRs. There's been a bit of rubbing already. Steve McDermott leads the way, looking for his first win of the season. Fergus Campbell on his tail. Then it's Jack Woodcock as they head into Surtees for the first time. Now, if that bumper keeps flapping on the back of that ZR, it'll get the black and orange flag and have to head into the pits unless it comes off of its own accord. There's the number 60 of Adam Heitman. Andy Heitman chasing Anthony Bates Maestro. As to the inside goes Fergus Campbell as they come out of Clark Curve onto the straight. They're side by side, almost touring car fashion, down towards Paddock Hill Bend. Campbell on the inside goes through, and Will Sharp trying to go round the outside. We saw what happened when he tried that in race one, but he's making it work this time, challenging Jack Woodcock. He slices back across. Woodcock tries to defend. Sharp's going to be on the grass if he's not careful. No, he's up the inside and he's got through. Great bit of driving by Will Sharp. That is how you take Paddock Hill Bend. He got it right this time and up into second place. In the T-Rep Phil, I think I'm going to call that car the T-Rex. That's ZR in second place. Mark Baker leads the MGFs. That's an earlier shape MGF as well, ahead of Stephen Darby. Then we've got Simon Kendrick. Then next in the order behind them is Adrian Olsen in the Dayglow yellow and blue car. It's Fergus Campbell who leads the way as they come round to complete the second lap of a frantic start to this MG Owners Club race. And battle is going to be joined between Campbell and Sharp, just as it was in the early stages of race number 1 before they tangled at Paddock Hill Bend. Jack Woodcock trying to keep pace with them, and McDermott, having taken the lead off the line, is down into 4th place. Those 4 have broken away from Baker 5th, then it's Darby, Kendrick, Olsen. Phil Walker with a slightly slower start to this one, down in 9th. Rounding up the top 10, it is Paul Wisby, the 3rd of the MGF. Steve Darby almost pushing Mark Baker through Druids Hill Bend there. All round okay so far. Trying to work out who it was who lost that rear bumper in the early skirmishes. Not clear at the moment. Trying to identify that car in a moment. As Stephen Darby takes Mark Baker. ZR's quicker than the Fs. There is Steve McDermott in 4th place. Trying to chase after Jack Woodcock and try and get himself into a podium place, the defending champion. Long way to go yet. There's Adrian Olsen chasing the MGFs. He's got Phil Walker in the 83 on his tail. Through Paddock Hill Bend they go, and Will Sharp running wide there over the curb. Adrian Olsen a bit wide as well further back. Here's the fight for the lead of Class F for the MGFs. Baker against Kendrick. They were almost held together by a piece of string, these two cars, last season as well. It was Baker who prevailed in the Class Championship, and somebody's kicked up the dust there. Somebody's cut the inside line a little bit too fine. That might have been Jack Woodcock. He did that a few times in race 1. Through towards the end of another lap. Baker dancing over the curb in the inside of Surtees. Pick up the leader of the A class as well. Class B is led by Anthony Bates, the maestro going through there. It's a number 20 car, I think, that lost its bumper. That's of newcomer Keith Henley. And there's the leader in Class A. It's David Amplet, the reigning champion in that class, ahead of Malcolm Hill and Chris Millard down to 3rd place. Chris Pollard raced last season. Nick Golhar around the outside of Anthony Bates. The former Maestro racer passes the current Maestro racer. Number 14, David Amplet, looking for his first class win of his title defence. Fergus Campbell still in the lead overall by a quarter of a second ahead of Will Sharp. We concentrate on the MGF battle for now. Simon Kendrick in the Tiger trying to get past Mark Baker. Change for 3rd place. That's McDermott ahead of Woodcock, and Sharp has taken the lead out of our view there. Will Sharp going through in the lead, so it's all change up front. Just like in race 1, difficult to know which battle to concentrate on. Will Sharp now leads from Fergus Campbell. Stephen McDermott in 3rd place. Jack Woodcock is down to 4th. Then ahead of then behind this quartet, Steve Darby back ahead of the MGFs as they continue to fight for their class lead. And there's the fight for 3rd in the MGFs. Paul Wisby and the zebra stripe car of Stuart Plotnick, ex-Lotus Elise racer among other things. 14.5 minutes to go still. Adrian Olsen has got ahead of Phil Walker further back, but there's the lead battle past the rear bumper dropped by Keith Henley earlier on. It is the 66 of Will Sharp who leads the way. Had a couple of wins last year. Let's see what he can do here. Can he hang on in front? Race through the spring sunshine of Brands Hatch. Here's the battle for 10th place between Paul Wisby and Stuart Plotnick. It seems slightly unusual to see MGFs with all their hard tops in place, normally run in convertible fashion. Not in this series though that we've seen. We've never seen one running in open top condition. Phil Walker having a go there at Adrian Olsen, and Fergus Campbell is having a go at the race leader. He said battle would be joined between these two once again, up towards Surtees. McDermott looking on, now he's got ahead of Jack Woodcock. Woodcock the less experienced of these 4. Towards the line they come for the 7th time. Campbell's got the fastest lap of the race, 58.085. We'll see if that changes this time through. Not this time. Campbell having a look to the inside. Sharp takes the higher line. McDermott looking on behind them. They've dropped Jack Woodcock slightly, these 3 now. Then it's Stephen Darby. So Fergus Campbell, MG racer for many, many years, is not holding back here. He's having a look towards the inside there as they go to Graham Hill Bend. He won't be close enough there. It's the T-Rex of Will Sharp that continues to lead. Cooper straight. It's not very straight, there's a slight left in the middle of it. And into Surtees and McLaren, then through Clearways and Clark Curve to end another lap. Sharp from Campbell. The gap was a quarter of a second last time through. We'll see what it is this time. Over the line they go. It's 0.3 of a second, so it's increased very slightly between the two leaders. Steve Darby trying to hunt down Jack Woodcock now to try and make it a double win. Further back in the order, some back markers. James Malloy being lapped in his Maestro, the ex-Alan Forster car. Simon Kendrick looking for his second class win in the MGF division. He's currently just under a second behind Mark Baker. So they lap Will Tebbit there in his MGB as well, the invitation class car. First three pulling away now from Jack Woodcock. Over the curb there goes Stephen Darby. Mark Baker trying to cut his way through the back markers here. He's just about made it, but that's allowed Simon Kendrick to close up slightly in the battle of the MGFs. Third MGF is still Paul Wisby. Class A further back down the timing screen, that's still being led by David Amphlett. Just under 11 minutes to go. There's the number 11, that is Chris Millard, third in Class A behind Amphlett and Malcolm Hill. No, he's got second there. There's Malcolm Hill behind him, so a change of second place in Class A. How far behind David Amphlett are they? Amplett's busy battling with one of the quicker cars up ahead at the moment. Just over 3 seconds between the Class A pace setters. There they are. Up to half distance. There is the number 4, that's James Pryor. His MGB chased by the 97 of Ray Lovell. Still your overall race leader is Will Sharp. Half a second ahead of Fergus Campbell. Campbell fighting back. It's a long time for things to change in this second race of the day for the Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Championship. They come about to lap, I think that's Mark Ryholski about to go a lap down. It's Porsche and Radical Racer trying something different with his MGB. Based in London, so on his local circuit. Blue flags waving from the marshals to warn the slower traffic. The leaders are coming through. Here comes Fergus Campbell having a look as they go into the right-hander at Paddock Hill Bend. On the outside, he's got to remember McDermott is there as well. Three of them line astern now. McDermott has caught the two leaders as they hold each other up by scrapping. You can see reflected in the bumper there of Sharp's car that Campbell's got his headlights on, trying to intimidate the race leader, and Sharp's got his lights on as well, probably to warn the back markers when he's coming through. Running wide there, Jack Woodcock in the background. That could allow Steve Darby to attack for fourth place. Jack Woodcock does seem to be a rather wayward young racer, bouncing all over the place here today. Three leaders still line astern. Just over 8 minutes of this race to go. So into fourth is Darby, then it's Woodcock. Over the line they go. Now here's the battle in the MGFs. Have we had a change there? Yes, we have. Simon Kendrick has taken over the lead of the MGF category. He's tigered his way to the front, but Mark Baker fighting back, late on the brakes there for Paddock Hill Bend. All eyes are on this lead battle at the moment. Three ZRs together, and Steve McDermott is getting ready to attack on the back of the 31 of Fergus Campbell. On the Cooper straights they go. Will Sharp still soaking up the pressure, and in the gravel, that's the number 60 of Andy Heitman. That's at Clearways. try and see what happened there. Yes, here's a replay. He was up behind James Malloy and the 46 of Mark Grants. Just runs out too wide. Oh, they both go wide. Trying to get past the Maestro. Grant gets away with it, loses his bumper, but Heitman gets stuck in the gravel. They both ran out wide very suddenly there. I'm wondering if there's a bit of fluid gone down there. Meanwhile, battle is still on, and Steve McDermott has got around the outside of Fergus Campbell into second place. They're lapping the number 80 car there. That's Phil Dicker, the ex-hot rod man in his ZR. But with Andy Heitman in the gravel at Clearways, we'll have to wait and see whether that brings out the safety car again. And yes, the safety car is being called. The safety car is being called because of that car stuck fairly dangerously near the circuit at Clearways. Will Sharp slows the field down. Problem is here at Clearways, Andy Heitman in the gravel. Or is it? Has that car... is it still there? I didn't see it as they came through there. Has he got clear? So we may just do one lap behind the safety car here. But the marshals have managed, I think, to recover Andy Heitman's car. The safety car is out. Yeah, Marshall's just clearing some debris, that's why. It's the rear bumper from Mark Grant's car that needs to be cleared. Just being, you can see in the background there, taken into the Marshall's post. So that's the reason, a bit of debris on the circuit. So that was the reason for the safety car being scrambled. It wasn't the car in the gravel. The Marshals managed to clear that in time, but there was some debris there that needed clearing as well. Well done, Marshals. Safety car hasn't picked up our leader. Behind him is Nick Golhar in the number 12. He's in 12th position. There are the leaders. Just waiting to see what will happen here. 5 minutes of the race to go. Hopefully we'll get some green flag racing in here. Yellow flags from all the marshals' posts and the SC boards for safety car. The safety car might split the field here because it hasn't picked up the leader. Just going to wait and see what's going to happen. Well, the lights are out on top of the safety car, so I think it's going to come in this lap. Of course, taking the time there to get everybody formed up with the leader behind it would have taken too long and the race would have ended. So there are the leaders heading up into Druids. And we're just going to wait to see what will happen here. The safety car is coming into pit lane. Now the pace picks up again, so we go back to green. Race gets underway. So we'll get some green, more laps in under green. Well done, Marshall, getting the debris cleared quickly. And off we go with Will Sharp in the lead, ahead of Steve McDermott. Fergus Campbell in third place. Towards Clearway as they come. That's going to create a few gaps in the field, but still our three leaders together. Stephen Darby now in fourth place ahead of Jack Woodcock. Now Steve McDermott is ready to attack as they go down towards Paddock Bend. He pulls out to the outside. He's going to try and go the long way round. Will Sharp here, they're up side by side into Paddock Hill Bend. Can he get round there? Steve McDermott will keep his foot in on the outside line. Not quite. Will Sharp holds the lead. Up to Druids, side by side again. Now he's to McDermott. No, McDermott's gone way wide there into Druids. Fergus Campbell's going to get back up the inside. A mistake there from Steve McDermott. He's out onto the dirt on the outside. He's down to third. Up into second goes Fergus Campbell. Maybe his tyres were not as warm as he thought there after the interlude. It's still Will Sharp who leads the way. There's the fight for fourth between Darby and Woodcock. Still leading the MGFs is Simon Kendrick. 2.5 minutes to go. this Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Championship race. It's between 3 for the victory. I don't think we're going to see Stephen Darby make it a double in the number 6 car. He's a bit further back in 4th place. There he is, ahead of Jack Woodcock. They're about 4 seconds off that lead battle. Jack Woodcock trying to get back into 4th. There go the leaders. Steve McDermott is not finished yet, trying to have a go at the outside of Druids, then carves back in again. Just can't get the line away from the 31 after that mistake through Druids last time through. Hustles the MG through Graham Hill Bend. If they start to scrap for second, that's exactly what Will Sharp will want, because he's being able to pull away by a couple of car lengths. Still leading Class A further back is David Amphlett in the number 14. Class B is led by Steve Tyler, number 37, in his ZR 160. And the only invitation class entry is Will Tebbit at the back of the field. Just over a minute left on the clock, so we should get 2 more laps out of this as they cross the line. Just over half a second covers the first 3. Then it's Darby and Woodcock separated by less than half a second as well. And then the battle of the MGFs, led by Simon Kendrick, and he's half a second ahead of Mark Baker. They're almost separating into pairs or 3s in this race. Here are the leaders, and Will Sharp under pressure. Here comes Fergus Campbell down the outside. I don't think he'll get through there at Graham Hill Bend. Tries to cut in on the exit. He's got the run there down the Cooper Straight. This is good stuff from Fergus Campbell. McDermott alongside. They're going to be 3 wide into Surtees. There's contact. Oh, goodness me. They're leaning on each other. And have they made it round? Have they made it around to... well, Steve McDermott's come through. What's happened to the other 2? There's Campbell. So Steve McDermott comes through. We'll try and get a replay of that. What's happened to Will Sharp? There he is. Well, what happened on the second half of Surtees as they came out of the left-hander? We'll try and see that in a second. Well, they came into Surtees 3 wide. Off on the outside. Over the grass went Will Sharp. Right over the infield there. And Steve McDermott said, "Thank you very much, I'll take the lead." But Will Sharp, well, rather shortened his lap there. Had to rejoin over the grass on the inside of Clark Curve at the pit lane entrance. Well, they've survived that. They're still 1, 2 and 3. It's going to be checkered flag this time through. Steve McDermott escaped that tussle going into Surtees. And he is going to take the win in our second race for the Lancaster Insurance MG Owners Club Championship. Up towards the line comes the reigning champion for his first win of the season. There is the checkered flag. McDermott wins it. Sharp second, Campbell third, and another controversial race for the MG ZRs. Darby 4th, Jack Woodcock is 5th. And who's going to win the battle of the MGFs? It's going to be Simon Kendrick. Across the line, where's Mark Baker? There he is, ahead of Adrian Olsen, Phil Walker and Paul Wisby. Still a fight going on in Class A. Chris Millard has nearly caught David Amphlett. He's going to have a go out of the last corner. Up towards the line, the 2 MGB Roadsters together. It's going to be David Amphlett, I think, who will hold on in the black car to take the win. He does. Chris Millard comes over in second. Malcolm Hill will take third. No, it's number 4 of James Pryor coming through for third in the class. Got through on the last lap there. Well, Steve McDermott takes a win that he probably wasn't expecting there, as Fergus Campbell and Will Sharp touched going into Surtees for the penultimate time and plunged off onto the grass. McDermott the winner ahead of Sharp and Campbell in the end. Stephen Darby, the race 1 winner, takes 4th ahead of Jack Woodcock. They were together all race long. 6th for Simon Kendrick, wins him the MGF category ahead of Mark Baker, pulling away in the closing stages. Adrian Olsen next home in 8th ahead of Phil Walker and Paul Wisby. Nick Gollard was next home ahead of Stuart Plotnick, dropping down to 12th ahead of Mark Grant, Paul Buzzing and the number 20 of Keith Henley, despite losing his rear bumper early on, completing the top 15. Class B won by Anthony Bates in his Maestro in 16th place, getting past Steve Tyler late on. And David Amphlett just holding off Chris Millard to win Class A. Third in that class was the number 4 of James Pryor. Then we had Malcolm Hill, Ray Lovell, Phil Dicker, Mark Rehorski, Andy Heitman, of course, after he rejoined out of the gravel, James Malloy, then Rob Fisher, and the invitation class winner Will Tebbit completing the finishers. Everybody making it home in that one, some with 1 or 2 battle scars. Another slightly controversial battle among the ZRs, but it is a win for the reigning champion Stephen McDermott. We can head down shortly to Ewan in Park Fermate to talk to Steve and his rivals at the end of a very lively race.
Well, another entertaining race in the MG Owners Club race. We've got Steve McDermott right here. Not stole the win at the end, but got given the win at the end. Steve, second place in the first race today, and you got your win in the second.
All right, slowly catch a monkey. Wait until they make a mistake and hope it comes. And it came, one before the last lap, and I had to jump on it.
I mean, that is the plan, of course. You just wait and wait and wait, and as soon as something goes wrong, you are straight in there. It was a fairly big mistake too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to make any places back here. You know, it really is. So it's got to be done early doors. And if you have to late, basically, I just sit there, I just wait for an opportunity. I got an opportunity, and then I lost the place again. But it's what happens in the heat of the moment. But brilliant race.
That's experience right there. That type of sort of approach to racing.
Yeah, you got to bide your time sometimes and hope that it comes. It doesn't always come, but when it does, you've got to pounce on it.
A second and a win. Congratulations. Great start to your weekend.
I think it's 2 wins because I think Matey Boy might have been disqualified for overtaking on us at the yellow. So it could actually be 2 wins.
We were just mentioning the sort of the end to the first race. Has that been absolutely clarified now?
I mean, the person in question said to me that it looks like he's been disqualified for overtaking on the yellows.
Wow. Well, we will get that confirmed for you. Congratulations on either 2 wins or a second and a first. We'll see you again tomorrow. Now, Mr. Sharp.
Hello.
When you jumped out the car there, looked a bit frustrated. Took a bit of a shortcut near the end there. What happened?
I was forced off the track again by a guy that forced me off the road in the first race, so I'm not going to say anything more than that. At the end of the day, I found myself up here, being banged, forced onto the grass up here, and what do I do in the middle of the track? So I came back onto the track, I gave the place to Steve McDermott, he got his win, so I let him have his place, then I carried on with my race. So the guy that was behind me in the first place, who ended up taking me out, he's behind me, that's the way it should stay. Now, if it's any different to that, then I'm actually not going to race again.
I mean, you're really upset about that. I mean, understandably, like you said, you gave the place back. Does it just come down to sort of racing experience? What do you anticipate the stewards saying about that?
I've not raced with that particular guy that I've had 2 incidents with today, door to door, but I've raced with every other guy in this championship, door to door, and it's fine. But, you know, racing's racing a lot of the time, but that wasn't really racing at the end when I found myself in the position I was at.
There's no damage as far as we can see, is there? That would be most upsetting, I'm sure.
I'm not bothered about damage, just get it mended, that can be fixed, but it's what happens inside your head that does my head in.
Well, have a great evening. Hopefully we do see you racing tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, okay, thanks a lot.
Cheers, mate. Blimey, right, let's try and find Fergus. Where is Fergus? Fergus, where is he? Where's he gone? If not, oh, here we go, fantastic. Right, let's try and get a third opinion. Fergus? How you doing, mate? Third place in the race. Bit of an incident at the end there. We've heard Will's opinion. What sort of, like, from your view, what happened?
Well, if you have a look at my car, I've got sort of 2/3 of my car in front. My steering wheel's dead straight, and I just kept filling these taps, not just one, but several. So I don't know if he was a bit pissed off after what happened in the first race, but basically trying to turn me around.
Okay. Obviously, you'll probably go to the stewards now to see about that. What do you anticipate the sort of reaction being?
I've got a season ticket to the stewards today.
That's a fairly good approach. So we'll hopefully see you racing tomorrow anyway. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congrats on what at the moment is a pretty good third place.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to speak also. We've not spoken to any MGF winners today. And Simon Kendrick did win that class. Simon, here we go. He's just popped up just like magic. Plenty going on in front of you. Let's just speak for now about the F class.
Yeah, I think we'll speak about the F. Mark and I had a really good tussle. over the lap, I think he was actually slightly faster than me, particularly round clearways. But, you know, you've got to pass. And Mark's a very fair driver, and we always have good tussles. So it was a question of just keeping him honest, making sure I didn't leave the door open anywhere, and, you know, giving it all the beans when I could. And sure enough, he had a lunge on the last lap, a do or die lunge. It was really funny because I just saw him disappear, and I thought, okay, tootle to the flag. But it's a weird race. The safety car was weird. I never actually saw the safety car.
It wasn't out for long.
And so when it went in, I had no idea it was going in. So half the field were like, still, what's going on? Oh, we better get on with it.
Well, it's a fairly small field, but a win's a win. So congratulations and good luck tomorrow as well.
Thank you. You know what? It's the quality of the racing. If you have a good race, doesn't matter. There's only needs 2 people to have a good race, and we did that. So
well done.
Thanks a lot.